For 11 o'clock, and we're going to learn about the law and have fun because this is our social time. Robert and I have a social life when we come in to do the radio show.
Yeah, we do.
Vanessa Lane Jennings is our friend. We don't call her Vanessa Lane Jennings. We just say, hello, Vanessa. Can you imagine if we did that? We just called you by your whole name?
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Lawrence Howard Whitler. You call me Lawrence Howard Whitler. That's my whole name. Robin Lee McBlain.
Yes.
Okay.
Vanessa Lane Jennings.
I always say my full name.
Do you really?
Yeah, I do.
My name is Vanessa Lane Jennings.
Absolutely.
How are you?
I am doing well. How is everyone?
Is your microphone a little too far from you, maybe?
Probably because I'm not sitting properly.
There you go. Now I hear you better. And so everything. Do you do Halloween?
I do not do Halloween.
You don't do it because of religious reasons, or you just don't care about it?
I just don't care about it.
Okay. Some people don't do it. I mean, I respect religious reasons.
Mm-hmm. Right. No, it's nothing that fancy. There's no ideology. I meant, as a kid, I loved it because you get to dress up and that's fun.
Right.
Mm-hmm. But right about 13, 14, it's not something that I had to do.
So
I like it for kids. But
so you don't have a little plastic pumpkin with like Kit Kat bars at your office?
I do not even believe we have candy at our office.
Oh.
Really?
We're a horrible
We don't either.
office space. However, if you would like leftover marks, I do believe that is at our office.
Marks, as in German money?
No, Marks Prime.
Oh.
Oh, okay. There you go.
I thought you had like German money.
No, I hate
Before the European Union.
Right, no, you're absolutely correct. They are spelled the same, and they both have capital M's. But no.
So there was a story this morning about the law. We wanted to ask you about it.
You're supposed to prepare me for these things.
Oh, I think you'll be fine with this one.
Robin and I look at each other like,
All right,
this
the
is not good.
Florida Supreme Court says that a Honduran immigrant sentenced to die for 2 brutal murders at a trailer park in Seminole County is entitled to a new trial. Listen to this story, because I have a question for you once you hear the story.
Folks at home are missing your face. This is good.
All right, listen. Clemente Aguirre is his name.
Okay.
He has spent the last
Mr. Aguirre.
He has spent the last 10 years on death row for the murders of his 2 next door neighbors. Their names were Cheryl Williams, who was stabbed 129 times, and her mother, Carol Barrias, who was stabbed twice. They were both dead.
Clearly, we know who he was mad at.
Aguirre claims that they were dead when he found them, but he didn't call police because he was afraid of being deported. Okay? The jury didn't buy it. He was sentenced and then sentenced to death, okay? Or found guilty and then sentenced to death, okay? But there's new evidence that the jury never heard. Enter the story a woman by the name of Samantha Williams. She is the daughter of Cheryl Williams and the granddaughter of Carol Barrias.
Okay.
She has confessed, according to this, 5 times to 4 different people that demons in her head made her do it. Okay. A unanimous Florida Supreme Court has overturned the conviction, ordered a new trial. Why do they need a trial? Why does the prosecutor not just say, oh my gosh, we made a mistake. We need to put this woman on trial and let this guy go? Why does he have to have a new trial?
Okay, well, let's back all the way up to the beginning.
Yeah.
How do we know that daughter/granddaughter is just not out of her right mind? Now, I'm not, and if anyone from her family is listening, I mean no disrespect. But no, how do we know that she's not crazy or incompetent, or there was an actual medical condition now that's causing her to think she did it, but she actually didn't do it?
Okay, that's a great question. So the question that follows the question is how do you determine that? How do you
Psych evals. I mean, that's an investigation. Like the prosecutor's office would have to send out their investigators. They would have to do, a lot of ground research.
Does she have to be arrested in order for them to do that?
No.
Really? She's confessed to it, but she doesn't get arrested.
Well, when the police department goes and does an investigation for a murder, they don't necessarily make the arrest first because they have to have cause to do what they need to do. So if they don't have the probable cause or PC to go and make the arrest, then they have to go and do an investigation. So they have to do all the legwork before that occurs. Because otherwise, due process, and the defendant gets off and all bad things happen. So them doing an investigation beforehand is not wrong. But we also don't know what the other, and so that my first statement is one, we don't know where
Right.
daughter/granddaughter is mentally. That would be my first question. My second question is we also don't know what type of evidence they had against him. Because I'm going to go out on a limb and say it was a crime of passion. So was he a neighbor who was mad? Did he have a relationship with the mom? Or what was going on? So we don't know all the circumstances that surrounded it. And while that is a valid defense to a certain degree that says, yes, I stumbled upon the scene, so maybe some trace elements of my DNA will be around, but I hightailed it out of there because I didn't want police coming around because I'm not,
Right.
I'm illegal. That's valid, but what else is there? There had to be something else there.
Okay, your answer is so outstanding.
Well, thank you.
That's really awesome.
This is like a law school. Am I getting graded?
No, but I'm wondering if I'm
I'll break down the elements
I'm
of the
wondering
crime.
if I'm hearing Vanessa, the analytical person that you are. Am I hearing Vanessa, the former prosecutor? But I know I'm not hearing Vanessa, the defense counsel. I'm not hearing that lady right now. I'm hearing.
No, she's on the back burner.
Yeah.
She'll
what
come
would,
out later.
What
She'll
would
come out
Vanessa,
later.
the defending counsel, say? Well, what do you say? The defense attorney. What would she say?
At that point in time, I would be very much wanting. Well, see, the Supreme Court, what they're going to do is they can overturn it. They're going to have to remand it back. So no matter what, you're going to have to go back and have a trial. So what I would do as a defense attorney would be to, one, try to convince the prosecutor not to have this case and to plead all the facts. And if we were going to have it, just start poking holes in all their theories. Bring on those 4 or 5 people who said, listen, this other person over here has said, yes, I have committed this crime. This is not the person. So,
Wow, wow.
this is not the person.
What a
My
case.
client's not the person who did it.
It's a fascinating
So-
case. So nobody did anything wrong. I mean, the system worked like the system is supposed to work. It just turns out that the guy, assuming he didn't do it, okay, just for the sake of this part of the conversation, is anybody liable for those 10 years? Is he entitled to anything?
I meant, yes, he can get monies back.
10 years
but
worth
it's-
of whatever
but
he
it's
was
not
earning?
a lot, and it's not worth, and and if he was an illegal immigrant, I meant he's not going to get a lot of money. But, and at the end of this, he can still get deported. Even if he's, and this is a horrible statement, even if he's found, to be innocent, now that he's in the system,
Oh, really?
that would be that's one of his worst case scenarios.
Yeah. And where was
I'm
he
not saying
from
they're
again?
going to do that. Honduras.
We do have a phone call. You have your headset on? Good
I
morning.
do.
Thank you for calling in for waiting. You're on the air with Vanessa.
Yeah, good morning, good morning. I'm not a lawyer, but I did take two semesters of business law. An appeals court is not a trier of fact, so they cannot rule a person innocent or guilty. They are about procedure. And so they have done what they can do. They have overturned the conviction and remanded it to the state's attorney. And it is up to the state's attorney to either have a new trial or to drop the charges.
Vanessa?
And that's the way the American system works.
Okay, thank you for the call. Vanessa, you want to comment
All
on
right,
it?
have a
No,
good day.
you too. Thank you. No, that's what I said, but I said it in fancy words.
Okay.
I apologize.
No,
I do that sometimes.
Okay. Yeah, I
Yeah, because the Supreme Court just remands back.
okay.
And that's why I said you go after the prosecutor and you negotiate with the prosecutor as a defense attorney.
So now they're going to have to go back to that point in time and check out where that Samantha was to see her story, to get, her
Correct.
friends' take on stuff like that.
Right,
And
they're
that
gonna
might
have-
be fuzzy.
Right, because they're going back 10 years and they have to recreate the timeline.
And will they still be able to have some kind of DNA evidence from 10 years ago, like in storage somewhere where they could
They
get
normally-
DNA from her? Or?
They normally have at least some things preserved. And especially if you think about it, 10 years ago, we knew about DNA evidence. It's not like it was 20, 30 years ago. 10 years ago was still in the era of, collecting it, making sure forensics, and that's when everything really started, because we're talking 2006. So in 2006, they were doing that.
Oh, that's fascinating stuff. So
Yeah,
they
you're
actually
right,
have
so-
vaults and things that keep.
Well, it's not necessarily involved, and they don't even have
Evidence.
to. I don't even think it's necessarily kept that preserved. Now, some of it does. I know there's a lot of stuff that does decompose, or that's not the right word, but it does deteriorate. That's one of the words I was looking for. But they keep everything in a system. There is a system for it. But sometimes it depends on how big the county is, depends how much what their budget was, and what their filing system actually is.
This would be an interesting case to take.
You know what would have been a great case for you to take? That one with the BP oil spill. Did
No.
you hear about this?
Yeah, no.
I mean,
But
you'd
the
get a
oil,
new
the
car.
oil spill,
Yeah,
the Gulf of
you would
Mexico.
be getting a new
Yes.
car. Listen.
A new house.
A judge has ruled that the attorneys who worked on that case will divide $555.2 million for their work.
Right, but I don't know anything about oil law.
Yeah, but if you did, you would have.
Right.
What would
If
you
I
buy?
own the
If
world.
if I was in Texas, because they make you learn oil law if you're an attorney in Texas, I would know it.
Oh, really?
They do.
42-page ruling spelling out. Oh gosh, those guys going to get new cars, new white suits.
New wives, I meant everything.
New wives.
Exactly. That's right.
Isn't that a shame? You're absolutely right. We were talking about this morning.
Upgrading everybody.
Yeah.
I want new children too.
Have you ever seen Billy Joel's wife? Oh my gosh, she could be
No,
his
I don't
daughter.
think
The new one.
Men,
The new one.
Yeah.
men are not nice. Men are not nice.
Pre-chiller.
They get money, they kick out the old woman, and bring in a new one.
Yeah.
We're just not nice.
As my dad always said. Whoop, there's some
What?
feedback.
Oh, that
sorry.
was me. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good.
I think I was answering the phone. Is what I was doing.
But what'd your dad say?
Oh no, he's like the new wife, new troubles. So
Oh,
might as
okay.
well
Smart man.
might as well stick with the old ones.
Yeah.
So it's my poor mother.
Oh, gee.
All right, we do have a phone call. Good morning. You're on the air.
Yes, good morning. Thanks for taking my call. Question I have, the President of the United States, senators, congressmen, anybody in government, do they have to report for jury duty?
Everyone has to report for jury duty. You can get out of it. There's always ways to get out. Even the lay citizen can get out of it for different excuses. And it depends on the jurisdiction to what those reasons are.
Okay.
So,
Thank-
but normally they wouldn't make them do it because they're government agents. Like when I was a prosecutor, I can write on their government worker, and 99.9% of the time we would not have to do it.
Oh, okay.
Like I think one out of my entire class ever had to actually do jury duty. Mm-hmm. And then they were on one of our juries, so they got.
In all my life, I've been called twice, 2 times for jury duty.
I've only been called once.
Really?
Oops, yeah.
But you, because you're an attorney, probably it would be difficult to.
I wasn't an attorney at that time.
Oh, you weren't. Okay.
No, I was signed up for law school, but it was a summer between like taking the LSAT and actually attending law school.
You know, I never
Gosh.
got to the point either time where they asked me what I did for a living. In fact, I didn't get asked anything. I was just reading magazines for a couple of hours, and then they told us all to go home. But if they had asked, and I said I do a radio show, would that have convinced them to say, "Oh, forget this guy"? I mean,
It depends.
Yeah.
I mean, because they're going to ask you a lot of questions. It's not just that. Well, and they might not ask you any questions. Like in the jury, looking back on it, in the jury pool that I was in, I was never asked one single solitary question.
Oh, my.
And I was part of the panel. So they just, for whatever reason, I got bumped. So, I mean, they have the questionnaires because you always fill out a jury questionnaire.
Oh, okay.
So
So
you
they
know,
did
you have-
ask questions,
so-
just in writing.
Right. Well, so, but that one has your name, your age, your occupation.
Maybe they went to your Facebook
So-
page.
That was pre-Facebook. Because that would have been 2004. So Facebook was just coming out.
Okay.
Because I think I had Facebook in 2005.
When you said you took the LSAT, what kind of questions are on there? What do you have to do?
Well, there's different components to the LSAT. One of the components is a logic games section. So what most people hate in the math books, where it says Johnny lives next to Jan, who lives next to Paul, who has 4 dogs. Why is the sky orange?
Oh.
Those are the type of questions that you get. Like there's a whole segment on that, and then some of it's just reading comprehensions to see how well you read and understand.
Oh, that's fascinating.
Why is the
stuff.
sky orange?
See,
Halloween. See? All right, we'll be right back with Vanessa. If you want to call in, you're welcome to do that. 622-9622.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. On this Friday, clouds and some sunshine. It'll be breezy with a passing shower. A high temperature today between 81 and 85. And Friday night, partly cloudy. Lows in the low to mid-60s. Inland 73 on the coast. A breezy day Saturday with some sunshine, high 82 to 86. And on Sunday, partly sunny, high again 82 to 86. Watch for rough surf and strong rip currents at the beaches into the weekend. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Whether you're building it up or knocking it down, get it done, rent it now. Sunbelt Rentals is here to make your job a little easier. Our knowledgeable staff will help you find the right equipment for any job, big or small. Did you know that Sunbelt Rentals carries heaters, air conditioners, generators, lighting, traffic control, and so much more? So whether you're building it up or knocking it down, we've got the equipment you need. Get it done, rent it now. And right now, for a limited time, you can have it for less. Just by mentioning this ad, if you rent it Friday afternoon, you can keep it the whole weekend and only pay for one day. But this is a limited time offer, so stop into Sunbelt Rentals today, Northwest 27th, just a quarter mile east of I-75. For more information, just give us a call, 352-369-9101. 352-369-9101. Sunbelt Rentals. Get it done, rent it now. 352-369-9101.
There are only a few things in life that you can be certain will always be around. Death, taxes, the pursuit of happiness, and computers. As they continue to advance at an epic pace, the one absolute certainty about them is that they'll break. It's not an if, it's a when. And when it happens, bring it to the only company in Ocala that's certified in Apple and Microsoft, Ocala Mac and PC Repair. They even offer on-site computer repair service, so they come to you. And if you do drop it off, you can check your repair status online. Ocala Mac and PC Repair is a family-owned and operated company that can do everything from mobile repair to wireless networks, fixing viruses, data recovery, even building and installing new systems. Visit online at ocalamacpc.com. In person, 1713 East Silver Springs Boulevard, or give them a call, 352-566-8324. That's 352-566-8324. Ocala Mac and PC Repair.
Hi, I'm Leah Caruso with Strive Rehabilitation, inviting you to join me Thursday at 11 a.m. for Health Matters. Ocala Health and Strive have teamed up to bring you the latest information on good health services available to you right here at home. This vital information will help you make informed decisions about your health. So don't forget to join me here at 11 a.m. Thursday. It's news you can use from Ocala Health, Strive, and your friends here at WOCA.
There's the Zombie Jamboree right there. All right, I hope Vanessa doesn't sue me for putting a song into her show, but I wanted to show her the song, the Zombie Jamboree, because we're rehearsing it. The Zombie Jamboree.
I have not heard that song before.
Really? Back to back, belly to belly, and I don't give a damn because I done that already.
Yep. No, even when you say the words and sing them to me, I still don't know that song.
All right, the phone lines are open if you have a question. We have fun with Vanessa, but as always, if you have a serious legal issue and you want to talk to Vanessa, you might want to go see her at her office because we've only got 5 minutes and it's probably going to take longer than that to answer your question. So you call Vanessa, and if you have a DUI an issue too right now, you guys have a special office just for that, special like part of your law firm?
We do. We have a special department just for that. It's the Florida DUI and Ticket Center.
Florida DUI and Ticket Center. And is it
correct.
Ocala or is it more than Ocala?
It is more than Ocala.
Where do you go?
We go in, well, so far, I think the farthest south is Sarasota. We've gone. But
Wow. That's almost the whole state.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So the number to call, regardless of the legal circumstance, is 352?
804-0092.
Okay, and that's true for the DUI center also?
It has its own number, which I do not know off the top of my head.
Oh, okay.
I believe it's 299-7060, but if you call 352-804-0092, they will transfer you.
Okay.
Larry had a story this morning about President Obama pardoning a lot of people that need pardons, and the story went that most of them are drug related. So that means there are some that are worse than that. So if these guys are let out because they're pardoned and then all of a sudden they commit another crime or kill somebody, can he be sued, or can the U.S. government be sued?
Whoa.
Because they're out on the streets?
Suing the government's very, very difficult. It's a discretionary, because there's discretion in what he was doing. Suing them is very hard.
And could he be sued as an individual, though, by the families? Like, say, somebody killed somebody and they say he wouldn't have been, he wouldn't have died if you wouldn't have let him out.
They could try.
Uh-huh.
It is very, very difficult.
Oh, okay.
It is because there's safeguards built in, whether the populace likes it or not, but there's safeguards built in for governors, for senators, for the president.
Really?
Right, because they have to act on not only the interest of one person, but the entire society. But sometimes you do one little act and it might affect 3 or 4 people over here, but it was good for not in this particular circumstance, but it's good for the rest of the nation, and they don't want people suing them left and right. Mm-hmm. So they build in a lot of safeguards for them.
Oh, okay.
And they get immunity. It's called governmental immunity.
Oh, my gosh.
Do you like being a defense attorney more than the prosecuting work you did at one time?
Yes, no, maybe so. It's just different. It's a different aspect to it.
Did I ever tell you about the attorney that comes in on the Veterans Show?
I don't think so.
Okay, this is what I'm going to tell you. His name is Rick, and he used to be an attorney up in New York, and he used to represent bad guys, basically, defending them, okay? Now
alleged bad guys, basically.
Alleged bad guys. And now he represents veterans, and he says for the first time in his life, everybody calls him says yes sir, no sir. Everybody, he's even been saluted. He says it is the best clientele he ever had because they're so polite and respectful of him. So. Mm-hmm. Do you get that? I mean, do you get?
Do I get veterans who are polite and respectful? Yes.
Do people respect you, or do you get the criminals who kind of take you for granted?
And honestly, my criminal clientele is probably better than my family law clientele.
Oh,
and
really?
I don't say that with any type of disrespect if any clients are listening, because I'm not pointing out people. But a lot of them know the system and know how it works, and they understand the timing of a lawsuit. And I think it's harder, and while their life might be on the line, that was a known risk when they got into their I don't want to call it profession, but when they got into doing what they're doing, they know what the risk is. And I think it's a little bit different with family because, they're your kids are your worlds.
Yeah.
Your life is imploding.
I know.
It's different. I think that they get angry or more angry than about timing things and things like that, and where the disrespect comes in potentially.
Oh my gosh!
But I understand it. So
2 weeks. 2 weeks from today, who do you think is going to be the president-elect?
Oh yeah, no.
You don't want to say?
No.
Right. I don't need anybody coming and protesting in my front yard.
Well, then let me leave you with this.
Exactly. Zombie bash.
Zombie jumper.
This is great. It's going to be in your head all day today.
Thank you, Vanessa. Well, see, I get in trouble when I play Life in the Fast Lane. The YouTube has a hard time with that one.
Yeah.
Thank you, Vanessa.
Thank you.
Call Vanessa if you need any help at 352-804-0092. She'll be able to direct you, especially if you need a DUI help or family law or anything.
Criminal law.
Thank you again, Vanessa.
Thank you.
Too fun. We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.